Welcome back. I feel like I'm. You seen that show, Big Brother, where they sit and they talk to the camera? I feel like I'm doing that. In this video, what I want to do is go through an update on where I'm at and what the plan is moving forward. So, if you saw my first video, you know that I am suffering with chronic gastritis. So I've been told. Been going through this for around 3 years. It did get a lot better, but then me and my wife, we travelled around Europe from August to December last year, 2024, and symptoms started again after that period, and then after trying to increase calories to gain muscle. I was also on antibiotics at that stage too for a week. I increased my supplementation as well with vitamin C and a multivitamin. I increased that quite a bit. So I think there's a number of different things that have irritated it and caused the symptoms to kind of reappear. But in this video, I want to go through the plan. The plan is recovery, full stop recovery. And the only way I'm going to know that, as far as I'm aware currently, is having another endoscopy. I don't know how you pronounce it. Just to confirm whether the gastritis is still there or not. So I've had in the first video I mentioned, I've had a H. pylori test, and I'm just waiting for the results on that. Once the results come back, I want to, if the results come back and they're positive, then obviously antibiotics or a herbal treatment, and then treating the gastritis itself after is going to be the approach. If there's no H. pylori, what I want to do is another endoscopy. I want to just confirm that it is gastritis. That's just me being OCD about it, because the last time I got tested, it was an endoscopy, and that was, I don't know if I'm saying it right. So, but that was, I want to say, about 2 years ago. But I just want to be clear. I just want to be confident enough to say, yes, it's definitely gastritis, because some of the other symptoms that I'm currently having is good. And I did have that in the past as well, which cleared up. I get a pressure at the back of my throat. I don't get much acid reflux, like actual reflux, but the pressure at the back of my throat, from my understanding, is good. So it is acid kind of coming up my esophagus, and I need to kick that in the bud. Anyway, plan. No coffee, unfortunately. I love coffee, but there is no coffee because that does irritate things for me. Food-wise, I'm going to select food that agrees with me. I've been, unfortunately, experienced enough to know what works and what doesn't for me. It's now more the amount of calories. So my goal is to gain muscle, and to gain muscle you need to have a certain amount of calories. Unfortunately, from the first video to now, I've lost weight. So I'm about 147.8 pounds at the moment, and I was 151.4, I think it was. So calories, I'm trying to get them to 2,000, 2,200. However, the point right now is for recovery. I need to recover. So if the calories have to come down for symptoms to go, and I keep those calories at that amount for a long period of time whilst I'm recovering, because this thing fucking takes a long time, so be it. But the goal long term is to build the physique that I want to build. But I have to just recover. I have to get this gastritis sorted before I do that. So 2,000 calories to 2,200 is where I'd like to be. I gain weight around 2,200, more 2,400, around that ballpark. But again, the point here now is recovery, full stop. So, don't know if you can see that. Well, yeah, you should be able to see the crosses there. So that's the amount of days that I've been off coffee. That's the amount of days that I've been really, really conscious on the amount of food I'm having, around 2,000, 2,200. Still getting pressure at the back of my throat. Still getting discomfort in my stomach area. But we keep moving on, keep moving forward. Symptoms I've had recently, and in the past, I'd say 12 months, it have been this: heartburn, which I am not getting at the moment, throat, pressure in the throat, which I'm getting, a sore throat. So I'll have a sore throat sometimes in the morning. That was a lot worse when the gastritis was a lot worse. Stomach pain, discomfort, which I am getting. Loose stool, hives. So I was getting this like spotty stuff, hives type of thing on my stomach. But that actually has reduced massively, and I'm not quite sure what that was, but I've been following a low histamine diet, and if you're not sure what that is, search it, because if I go into that, this video is going to be a little bit too long. But it seems to be helping with the hives, at least. So I don't know. Unfortunately, a histamine intolerance, there's no like test to test that, apart from taking foods out that are high in histamine, like fermented foods, chocolate, all the good stuff, dairy, all the tasty stuff. Yeah, that's been fun. I get this tingle in my legs, and that seems to have gone as well after not having the histamine, like being low on histamine. What that is, I haven't got a clue. My guess is my immune system. So like my immune system with the hives there is attacking the histamine or something, and it's coming out as a symptom there, and then I'm getting that tingleness of my legs. I'll only get it if I'm kind of like squatted down, like, you know, pushing my leg into my other leg, and I'll start to get it then. But that used to be a lot worse. Dry mouth. So when I talk like this, I would get dry mouth. It's there, but it's not as bad as it used to be. I'm a PT, so I speak to a lot of people. I'm an online trainer, and that was really annoying when I first started getting the symptom of dry mouth. It was really, really annoying. So I'm really pleased that that's got better. Unfortunately, I had kind of like a white coating on my mouth a little bit, on my tongue a little bit as well, specifically the back. That's gone. Sometimes it'll appear. My thought process first was, is it candida, yeast overgrowth? But from things that I've tried and things that I've done, I don't think it is. I think it's just inflammation from the stomach traveling up the esophagus. I think it's just a byproduct of the amount of years that I've had gastritis and the inflammation there. So, but that's a little bit better. Sore tongue, more when I'm drinking something hot, but it was a lot worse. Hot feet, really weird. I get really hot feet. That seems to have gone a little bit after the histamine diet protocol as well. A burning sensation kind of in my stomach here, that seems to have gone too. And a blocked and runny nose, that seems to have gone recently as well. So there's been a list of different symptoms there. My plan is, so this plan, this you'll see the circles that I'm crossing off. That takes me for 3 months up until the 11th of April. By that time, I'm hoping that all those symptoms have gone. And if they are, then I'm on the right track, and I keep on going. The thing is about gastritis, the reading that I've done is that if you're, it takes a really, really long time to recover from. So if you're seeing, and I've experienced it because it's come back, if you're seeing results, if you're seeing like there's no symptoms, you're not getting the same symptoms as you used to, it doesn't mean the gastritis has gone. And I experienced that after coming back from Europe, started increasing my calories more, and I was getting these symptoms again, and it was just a lesson learned that my gastritis hadn't gone. Does the gastritis fully go away? I don't know, but I'm gonna fucking try. I'm gonna fucking try and just get it recovered. I can't think like that. I have to think positively about it. And like I said, I'm gonna have to get an endoscopy for it to confirm that it's gone or not. So that will be something I will push with my doctor. One thing I have not mentioned is that me and my wife are wanting to actually travel again, and that's going to be in June, and that's going to be a longer period of time. But by April, if I haven't got all of these things off the list, I'm just going to have to, we're going to have to come to an agreement of that. I can't do it because I can't come back to this place. If I come back to this place where I'm at right now, I don't know how I'd mentally cope. So I have to look after my own health and my welfare, my mindset and all that kind of shit. So fingers crossed that I do get a lot better until that point, and then I'll have to plan out how I manage my nutrition and how I manage coffee, maybe drinking alcohol, stuff like that. I may have to just not drink alcohol throughout that period. So fingers crossed. I'm hopeful about that. But the biggest thing right now is for me to recover. Supplementation. I thought I'd run through that. I thought that would be useful for you guys to kind of understand what I'm doing. So I've got NAC+. NAC+ is for the oxidative stress going on in my stomach, the inflammation going on in my stomach. There isn't any research specifically with gastritis, but there NAC has been researched on for other diseases. So in theory, it makes sense. By the way, you need to speak to your health professional and not listen to me and take it as gospel. This is my decision based on my own research and based on speaking to other professionals, although I've not spoken to anyone professionally about this. Bit of a hypocrite, but I would urge you to do that before going into any supplementation. But yeah, NAC there for the oxidative stress, try and reduce that. One symptom of GERD, from my understanding, is that if there's a lot of oxidative stress going on in the stomach, then you might get reflux, might get GERD from that. So I've experienced that GERD goes away, and so I can only assume that inflammation is causing that GERD to come back. So hopefully this helps with that. Creatine monohydrate. This is huge it's the most researched supplement, I would say, and there are no negative side effects or anything by it. Creatine is stored in our body, in our muscles, and what it does is it provides that kind of like extra 1 or 2 reps, right? It gives us that increase of strength going into the gym, and also you hold on a little bit more of water retention, so you look a little bit bigger as well. So that's that. D3, I live in Canada. It is like -20, -15 at the moment. Don't get much sunlight, so D3 for obvious reasons. Now, one that's not actually researched that much, from my understanding, is slippery elm. Although I have spoken to a functional medicine doctor, and he said slippery elm was probably a good thing. If you've got gastritis like me, I would go with the tea. Put it in your tea, drink it, and it's obviously going to soothe your esophagus if you are getting GERD, and then goes into your stomach and soothes that. I do, and this might be a little bit like too much, but I got the slippery elm capsules. The capsules might be better for the intestine, the large and small intestine, because it's capsules, so it's getting broken down in the stomach, yes, but it doesn't spend a lot of time. This is just my own thought process. I could be completely wrong here, and it's just but it doesn't spend as much time as maybe the slippery elm does, because it's already in a tea form. You can just kind of drink that and it goes into your stomach. But again, I'm not a doctor, I'm a personal trainer. So speak to a healthcare professional on that stuff. But yeah, maybe a little bit overkill, but I'm in desperate need right now to try and get this recovery sorted out. Melatonin is researched. I work alongside a functional medicine practitioner, and he has provided the insight of melatonin being really good for GERD. So if you are suffering with GERD, you want to take about 3 milligrams. This is actually 5 milligram, but 3 milligram is what's been researched. And it can help with GERD symptoms there too. So if anyone's having acid reflux or GERD, go for that. I wouldn't actually say it's highly researched, but there's some research on it. And then fibre, just for the obvious reason of gut health and all that jazz. One thing, if you are suffering with GERD, with one of those symptoms, diaphragmatic breathing is massive. There's a muscle called the diaphragm, which is a sheet of muscle. It connects on your ribs and goes all the way to the back of your spine. Part of the opening of this sheath of like muscle is where the esophagus is and the lower esophageal sphincter is. So if your diaphragm is dysfunctional, it could be that the lower esophagus is weakened, and so then that's opening up and loads of kind of acid is coming up into the esophagus. So searching Google diaphragmatic breathing, and that should help. That's the plan. So the plan is recovery, gastritis, get rid of it, then move into building muscle. I'm well aware that this recovery will take potentially a long time. First, breaking it down to 3 months. All those symptoms that I listed out first, I want to get rid of. And then I'll make a decision on whether I travel or not. I'm leaning towards not, but that's just based on how I'm feeling, my symptoms, all that kind of stuff. Throughout this process, I'm going to share my lows, my highs. I'm going to share my training. I'm a personal trainer, online coach, and so I will bring my expertise in with training and nutrition. Stress management will definitely be covered as well. And yeah, I'm excited. I hope that someone takes a lot from this, and hopefully I can inspire some of you to do what I've done, or inspire you in any kind of way. And yeah, but I will speak to you on the next one. And if you have any questions, please comment below.